course, last night, President Trump rolling out Neil Gorsuch as the pick for the U.S. Supreme Court. And let me tell you something. This is a fantastic pick. Even Democrats, the only excuse they have not to vote for this person is that they're mad that Republicans didn't give Merrick Garland a chance. That's it. That is really their only argument. When Judge Gorsuch was approved by the Senate years ago, it was unanimous approval. And now you have senators who are saying no, they're not going to vote for him because of the whole Merrick Garland deal. In fact, the headline from the New York Times, the opinion piece from the New York Times, Neil Gorsuch, the nominee for a stolen seat. It's a stolen, that's the latest Democratic talking point. It's a stolen seat. No, it's not. Win the damn election. New York Times, it's been almost a year since Senate Republicans took an empty Supreme Court seat hostage, discarding a constitutional duty that both parties have honored throughout American history and hobbling an entire branch of government for partisan gain. President Trump had a great opportunity to repair some of that damage by nominating a moderate candidate. Oh, the Times is pissed. Nominating a moderate candidate to fill the vacancy, which was created when Justice Antonin Scalia passed away last February. Instead, he chose Neil Gorsuch, a very conservative judge from the Federal Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit, whose jurisprudence and writing style are often compared to Justice Scalia. Oh, the New York Times is upset, which tells me that this is a home run pick. If Gorsuch is confirmed, the court will once again have a majority of justices appointed by Republican presidents, as it has for nearly half a century. It spells big trouble for public sector labor unions, environmental regulations, and women's access to contraception. If Trump gets a chance to name another justice, the consequences could be much more dire. You know who they're talking about? They're talking about Justice Kennedy. That's the big story today, is that Justice Kennedy was looking at this pick to see who Trump was going to pick, if it was going to be a, quote, responsible pick. Well, Gorsuch happened to clerk for Justice Kennedy. Wonder if Justice Kennedy is going to view this as a responsible pick. I bet so. In normal times, this from the New York Times, in normal times, Judge Gorsuch, a widely respected and at 49 relatively young judge with a reliable conservative voting record, would be an obvious choice for a Republican president. But these are not normal times. The seat Gorsuch hopes to sit in should have been filled months ago by Merrick Garland. They are still hung up on this, even though the Senate came out and hey, guess what? Something else you have to do, besides give Trump credit, you've got to give Mitch McConnell credit too. Mitch McConnell stuck to his guns, didn't he? He stuck to it because they could have, when it was looking bad, they could have approved, they could have voted on Merrick Garland, and they didn't do it. They stuck to their guns. But here's what the left thinks. The left believes that that seat was owned by Barack Obama and Merrick Garland. That's what they believe. That's a stolen seat. It's not a stolen seat. Would Merrick Garland have been approved if he would have gone through the confirmation process? Most likely, yes. But the Senate said, hey, this is an exceptional year. It's a year of a presidential election. We're not going to approve of anybody. And I'm fine with that. And, you know, if it ever happens where you have a Republican president who is an outgoing president, it should be the same way. The people should decide. This is why, listen, if the Democrats really wanted this to be an issue, and I admit I wish Republicans would have brought it up a few more times, they should have made the argument of the election about the Supreme Court. But they didn't do it. And the Republicans didn't do it either. But you know what? You let the people decide. You let the voters decide. And the voters decided They wanted Trump. And when Trump brought up the Supreme Court, he released the names and he put it out there. And he said, here's the list of people I will choose from. And I'm telling you, millions of Republicans, millions of conservatives like me became single issue voters in this past election, and we're giddy. I am very happy today with President Donald Trump. Just like I've been happy with him the past 12 days. Hasn't always been smooth, but he's done a good job. And this is a home run pick. And even Democrats, I think you've had 8 Democrats so far who have come out and said they will not support a filibuster. So that's a good thing. Or 7 Democrats who have said that they will not support a filibuster. That's good. And it's because they know this man is brilliant. He's a conservative. They don't like that. But this is a brilliant person who is going to do an amazing job on the U.S. Supreme Court. Home run pick by President Trump.